1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, and welcome to the NIKO Show. I am your host, NikoTheLegend, and I'm here to give you 1 hour of gaming news and topics. That's right, 1 hour. We're on episode 11, doing it on YouTube, on the Twitch, both platforms, coming so fast that you can't even have broadband as fast as that. That's just too much broad and band. That's just band broad. Hey, don't ban the broad. You know, she got prom queen over the year. I don't freaking know. But I'm glad you guys are here. I appreciate it big time. I'm glad for everybody who is curious enough to check this stream out and to check out the videos that I do upload on YouTube. So, or, you know, kind of, I try to archive it on Twitch. So if you ever fall behind or anything, don't worry. There's so many different ways to come see me speak and hear my voice talk about your favorite games and topics and all that. So, it is, what is today? It is Friday. Yes, I have another day off, so that's why I'm able to do this. Just get this right here. That's why I'm able to stream this so well today on my day off. I can only really stream on my days off. So if you're ever wondering if there's a proper schedule, there really isn't. It's based on how I feel during the day and what time I want to do it. But I will post a Twitch and Twitter status about it. So if you want to always be updated on it, please check those platforms out as well. The links are below, so haha, it's all here. So, how are you guys? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're playing your favorite games. I hope you're here with curious ears and minds, and you will let me speak. Of course, you don't have to let me. I'll speak anyway. But I'm glad you are all here. Okay, so recap of what I've been playing lately for games. I'm still waiting for Far Cry 5 coming out next Tuesday. That's the 27th. Just recently beat Kingdom Come Deliverance. And that's exciting. And I streamed Horizon Zero Dawn last night and playing Persona 5. So I took out one open world game and replaced it with another. That's just how it goes. So big game after a big game. Horizon Zero Dawn is fun and fantastic. It was fun streaming it last night for about an hour and a half. What else? It did post this Soul Silver Let's Play randomizer Nuzlocke with a collab with Dayton Does Gaming. Don't know who Dayton Does Gaming? You should definitely check it out by typing in Dayton Does Gaming in YouTube search bar, and he's great. He's got about 1K subs, close to 1,100. So yeah, show the love, show the love. Yeah, and like I said, just waiting to prepare for Far Cry 5. I got the strategy guide on the way now. Don't get me wrong. I like strategy guides, right, for its artwork and its own design, and it's just really cool. I love that type of concept stuff. I like hearing what people have to say. I like what the developers, I like to hear their opinion or what they did to make the game. It's just really cool. It's a fun package. And I know Far Cry 5 is going to be really good. The Far Cry games have always been good. There's never been really a crap Far Cry game unless you're like an extremist when it comes to this stuff, because you could say Far Cry Primal was a crap game, but I mean, I played it on Xbone and I thought it was pretty fun. I liked it. It reminded me of like Turok almost, and some like it had some good sandbox stuff. But don't get me wrong, yeah, I know Far Cry 5 is gonna be a fun game. So I'm kind of just hanging out for a bit, just waiting to play that game. That's gonna be a big game that I will also stream as well. So if you'd like to see that, follow me on Twitch. But in other news, and then I'm still playing Rogue Galaxy, you know, so I'm playing like Persona 5, Rogue Galaxy, and Horizon Zero Dawn. They're all role-playing games, of course, because I do love role-playing games. I like playing them. I think they're the most entertaining forms of video game, because it's a game where you can take your time, not feel rushed, have challenge, have great story, great dialogue, great characters. A lot of things that shooters miss and a lot of gamers don't care about. I wish they did. And stop playing Fortnite and PUBG and all those like instant gratification games, or faster gratification, not instant, I'm sorry. But to each his own, right? I have at least 100 hours in PUBG in this past year, and that's really nothing, but it's still 100 hours. I can only imagine what it is compared to others. So, keep your heads on your shoulders and keep playing those fun games, you know? Just don't give up. Beat that end boss. Okay, so we can now dive into our topics. I like to do a little introduction type stuff in case somebody has some things to say or likes to hear what I'm doing. Because like I said, besides me going over gaming topics and news, we have to get to know me a little bit too. So you're not just being like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this guy giving out news and information? I gotta let you know who I am. I'm NikoTheLegend. I'm studying to be a personal trainer. I work at a hospital. I got a bachelor's in psychology. I'm writing a book. I work out all the time. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Twitch channel. I love reading. I love Star Wars. I love women. There you go. I don't know how that's about as manly as you can get. But without further ado, let's go into it. And yes, there's more IGN for you. Boop. Okay, so I'm going to open it up with something that's for Nintendo fans, and it could be exciting or not be exciting, or you could just, you know, just not give two shits. But that's up to you. Nintendo. Hey, what's up? What's wrong with this? Oh, it's zoomed in a bit. I'm sorry. Okay, so it says Nintendo opens its E3 2018 presentation. What's wrong with this thing? What's it doing? Okay. It's a little... Oh, that's right. I had to have it zoom in so you guys can read the text a little better. Anyway, so Nintendo are getting in early. Oh, you hear that? Nintendo at E3 with confidence now? Confidence? Yeah, I would think so. Their Switch is doing great. Although we are still a few months away from this year's E3, with conferences beginning June 10 and the expo floor opening up between June 12th and 14th, that doesn't mean that the big wigs of the gaming industry haven't already started setting their plans in motion, as evidenced by Nintendo's unveiling of its own E3 website. You can check it out on the IGN page right here. And that's good. Although the site itself is currently quite bare bone, with just a promise that more details will be announced further down the line, the site does feature a reminder about Nintendo's 2 major tournaments that will be running throughout E3, with both the Super Smash Bros. International and the Splatoon World Championship getting a plug. Ooh, Nintendo about to make an entrance. Over the past few years, Nintendo has developed a tradition for avoiding the big, glitzy press conference favored by its rivals, opting instead of to broadcast its announcements via spotlights similar to its regular Nintendo Directs, which is pretty neat. I like that. They're more independent and underground on that stuff. Although it hasn't yet detailed this year's plans, it's probably a safe bet that this will once again be the case this year. So it's worth keeping an eye on Nintendo's dedicated E3 site. As always, we always have up-to-date coverage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. We don't care about you. Okay. Don't care about IGN. Really. Not really. You know, they have their... What's wrong with my neck? Anyway, I'm okay. I'm not cutting myself. Haha. So, Nintendo... already making some type of entrance, making some type of presentation. Because that Switch be looking fine. But real talk, yeah, the Switch has been doing it really good lately. The sales are just through the roof. It's selling so fast, so high. And I think they found the perfect selling point. I think it's like $350 to get a Switch, which is really not that bad, considering that you get so much in it. You get handheld and a dock. You get to play it both ways. The games are great. The functionality is great. It even has a pretty great hub and online capabilities for it. Now, I haven't truly seen them utilized. So anybody that owns a Switch out there who's seen online play with like Mario Kart or any of those other games that released that requires online, let me know. I want to see if it's gotten a lot better with like its friends list and like voice chat or communication. I know it doesn't come with a headset, but I don't think it's out of reach from them doing that, because I think I said this in the last episode that Nintendo is always like 2 steps behind other competitors. I'd say 1, but no, I'd say 2, because the Wii and the Wii U really set them back quite a bit, to be quite honest with you folks. I know it's great to have Wii motion controls and like a selling point for kids and stuff. It's a good family console. But Nintendo used to not be like that. It just used to be just a hardcore gaming console. And they were like, okay, let's make great games. It didn't require any kiddie stuff, any Wii bowling, although Wii bowling was fun, don't worry. But motion controls kind of takes it out of the really controller feel that people grew up with. And people love that stuff. You know, one thing I will give Nintendo, at least they got the motion controls thing right compared to Xbox. Xbox is the worst company to have ever made Kinect, and for the 360 and the Xbox One. It is a piece of crap. Honestly, it is a piece of crap. So, I have one. I just have to say it because I got the launch version of the Xbox One, day 1 base. Well, I guess it was day 1 or maybe day 2. I don't fucking know. But it came with the Kinect, and that's when people didn't want to buy the console because the Kinect sucks so bad on the 360. But anyway, Nintendo is going to be showing some great stuff at E3. I can't wait to see Smash Bros. I can't wait to see Shin Megami Tensei, Fire Emblem, Yoshi, who knows, maybe something's Mario Party, I hope. You know, some big time fun games that would be Pokemon, for crying out loud. Pokemon, you name it. There's going to be a lot of big games, and obviously third-party games. So it'll probably show like Wolfenstein 2, which would be great. And then maybe Bethesda will show Far Cry 4? Not Far Cry 4. Fallout 4 on the Switch? I mean, Skyrim's on there, or maybe Fallout 3. I don't freaking care. But it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So good job, Nintendo. I'm glad you're shaping up right now, you know? To come back. They really have risen from the ashes. This is crazy. They're definitely they have the most resolve out of the game companies right now because of what crap they went through. All right, so this one's talking about Elder Scrolls. Speaking of Bethesda, Elder Scrolls Online, the new expansion returns to Somerset Isle. That's pretty nice, right? Another expansion for the widely popular MMO that wasn't widely popular in year one because of disastrous launch issues, lack of content, and just horrible endgame and yada yada yada. You know how it goes. So a year later they fix it, right? So now Elder Scrolls Online Somerset, the next expansion for Bethesda Softworks online RPG, has been announced. And the new expansion, which launches for PS4, Xbox One on June 5th with PC early access on May 21st. Okay, thanks guys. Players will get to explore the Isle of Somerset for the first time since the Elder Scrolls Arena, which is the very first game they made. In addition to the new zone, which is even larger than Vardenfell from ESO Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls Online Somerset features a main story that concludes the Daedric drama, which started in Orzium DLC. So, DLC to DLC to DLC. Players will also be able to join the Vizik, explore their home city of Artrium, and acquire a new combat skill line. Additionally, the expansion will introduce jewelry crafting, allowing you to create new powerful gear, and will add new group PvE challenges, including a new 12-player trial, new delves and bosses, and more. Players new to ESO will be able to jump right into Somerset without playing any of the prior content. That's how they get you. And there will be a starter area and tutorial to get newcomers acquainted with the game. Morrowind was exactly like that. The Morrowind expansion is fantastic. Meanwhile, returning players can upgrade to the expansion and carry their existing characters over to Somerset, or they can opt to start with a new character. There are several pre-order options available, which grant various in-game content or access to the prior ESO releases. Additional details about pre-ordering the standard edition, upgrade editions, and collector's editions can be found here. All right, so if you've been a person who was always trying to stay away from ESO Online because it was pretty bad when it first came out, no lie, it's just, I listened to this stuff before, and yeah, it was bad. It was basically like Diablo 3 for MMOs. So it took them a year to get their shit together. Then they made that one Tamriel type update where everyone can go anywhere and zone anywhere. They released a bunch of expansions, which was pretty good. The last one was Morrowind, which, by the way, is a really good expansion. I highly recommend playing that if you really want to get your nostalgia glasses back on. It's a very beautiful, beautiful expansion. Like, Morrowind looks amazing in that game. It's really great. Unfortunately for me, the one thing I don't like about ESO is just the feel of it. You know, like, the way it moves and controls, the fluidity of it, and like the animation. I really don't like it that much in that game. I don't know. I think it's not as like impactful when you're playing that game. And I know there's moves that require charge up and you do a heavy swing. But, you know, I think that's the one gripe about Elder Scrolls altogether, is that their combat was never great, because it's just like slash, and then maybe block or something. But it's nowhere as in depth as like Kingdom Come Deliverance or something like that. I'm sure there's mods to fix it and make it better, but I mean, to be honest, yeah, that was, and I don't think it's that much better in Elder Scrolls, and you know, it's converted into the MMO formula, so you have like different keys and stuff to press, hotkeys, which is fine and all. Because I almost got a character to max level like a few years ago, and I was dealing with that. Was on Xbox One. I didn't even get to play the great graphics on PC. And like, it looks terrible. I'm sorry, but it looks terrible on consoles. That's just a fact. Oof, that's just a damn fact. But yeah, nonetheless, like I said, I love playing the Old Republic. The Old Republic is probably one of my favorite games I've ever played. And I know what you're gonna say about EA, but when it came out and all the way up until like now, I've had a blast with that game. Like, I always have a itch to play that game, like at least once a year, because I played the crap out of the game. You know, I did all the expansions, I've done everything. I got a character to max level. You know, I have a few characters max level, I think, or maybe a couple. I love it because it's BioWare. You get to pick your choices, dialogue, and Star Wars, for crying out loud, and it's fun. It's a really fun MMORPG. It's just a damn shame that EA is the one pulling the strings, you know. But it was a really fun game. I mean, if you played in the beginning and you didn't like it, I'd say play it now, because it would be a good time to come back. Just like ESO would be a good time to come back if you gave it a chance. If you believe in second chances, I definitely believe in second chances in games. That's why I can say vouch for it, because I gave ESO a second chance. But yeah, and then, you know, WoW was another game I really enjoyed playing as of like a year and a half ago. Not when it was, not, you know, what's funny, the first 10 years of WoW I hated so much because I hated how long it would take to level. I hated the grinding in the game. I hated the way the graphics looked, and I don't know, I just hated the way the quest line worked. It was just boring. But obviously they made better upgrades with every expansion and stuff, and they gave it, you know, a better look to it. And I got to enjoy the game very much, although I doubt it's as competitive as it used to be. But that's just what happens with games that have been out for that long, that much support. Remember when Destiny 1 was supposed to have 10 years of support and content? Yeah, good luck. You know they're going to make a Destiny 3. You just know it. And I don't think anybody's going to buy that garbage at that point. And whoever buys Destiny 3 is a freaking fool. So, yeah, ESO. Check it out. Somerset Isle. Check out the trailer. Look it up on YouTube or whatever on the internet. And I'm sure it's going to be pretty fun. And I mean, if you played the OG, the very first Elder Scrolls Arena, then that's definitely just a treat. Okay, so this next article is something fun that I don't think I've ever talked about on this show. Somehow it always involves Fortnite or PUBG or something, which I'm sorry about that. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077. Don't know what that is? Well, if you know Witcher 3 and you know CD Projekt Red, those are the guys making this game. And it's one of the most ambitious, highly anticipated game, at least right now, as of right now. It's definitely gonna have so much hype behind it. The hype train's gonna be crazy, and it looks like we'll likely be at E3 2018. It won't launch with multiplayer. Oh no, no multiplayer in a single-player RPG game. Oh no. Just don't have microtransactions. Will be okay. CD Projekt Red is good about that. They didn't put it in Witcher 3, and that's why it got so many great game awards and complete editions. It's so great. Witcher 3. Okay, so Cyberpunk 2077 will be shown in some capacity at this year's E3 and won't be launching with a multiplayer mode. Speaking at CD Projekt's financial results conference, company president Adam Kaczynski, I'm sorry if I say that wrong, was asked about what he could be shown at the LA Gaming Conference. We haven't announced that yet. He replied, we'll announce it just before. While there's a chance that the announcement could be we aren't showing anything at E3, it seems likely that we'll see a glimpse of the elusive RPG this June. Sneaky, sneaky. At this, as has become a pattern with Cyberpunk details, there's not a great deal to go on, but Kaczynski's confirmed that the launch version of the game will be single-player experience, but wouldn't rule out different plans for expansions. First of all, we're going to deliver players a huge story-driven role-playing game for a single player, as was the case with Witcher 3. As to further extensions of the game, I don't like to comment on that, but I'm not saying it's not going to be the case because we already said in the past that we wanted our future projects to integrate online components at some point. Point taken. When asked about the success of the Switch and that if that affected the platform CD Projekt Red is targeting, Kaczynski all but ruled out a version of Cyberpunk for Nintendo's console. We're talking about larger games. We are focusing on the strongest devices out there, the high specs PCs and consoles. We don't plan Nintendo Switch releases for now. Oof. Kaczynski also reconfirmed a number of details we've heard previously. In the only scrap of detail about the single-player experience, he explained that players will create their character and they will range through various classes. He also reiterated that the game will not feature microtransactions. Remember, no microtransactions right here. You heard it. You freaking heard it. Read the fine print. See, it's right there where the line, where it's underlined. That's where it is. No microtransactions of any kind. Saying that Cyberpunk will be a single-player game purchase for a one-off fee. Without any micropayments whatsoever, without any hidden things whatsoever. It's just as it was in the case with Witcher 3. There was a typo. Finally, we got another hint that Cyberpunk could bridge the gap between the current generation of consoles and the next. Okay. Technology-wise, Cyberpunk is very advanced. Our technology is ready to interface with future generations. The game is developed in such a way that it can use very powerful future equipment, but I cannot tell you more beyond that today. As no future generation of consoles have been announced, we still don't know when we'll actually get to play Cyberpunk, but we know that the work on it is gearing up. Only this week, CD Projekt Red opened a third studio in Wrocław, Poland, specifically to work on the game. Yeah, this is gonna be either this game is gonna be a launch title for next gen consoles, or and PC, or it's gonna be like on probably at least, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna release this year. I don't know. These guys, that's the thing. You hear bits and pieces of games, right? And you don't see too much about it. You just see like a little glimpse. The game must not be that complete, not complete enough to be even like showing anything on it, to be honest, because like I'm sure they've hit many roadblocks, and that's sometimes what happens. That's the marketing strategy. You just kind of talk about it, you get people's hopes up. It's a little, you have to play the cloak of illusion sometimes when you're marketing your product. You have to build it up. You have to let them know that you're still working on it, no matter how long it takes. People will still wait. They will wait, just like people are waiting for Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 and Portal 3. God, they're just always bad at making trilogies. But yeah, it's gonna happen. CD Projekt Red isn't bullshitting. They try to make the pretty damn good games. I mean, they only have a few games. They just have Witcher, but now this is like their own specific thing. This is gonna be a game that is their own original idea. Witcher comes from an author who made books in about Geralt and stuff. So it's not really an original idea or original type of source. This is going to be original. This is going to be great. Kind of like what BioWare did with Mass Effect. They did Star Wars and they're like, okay, we want to make our own sci-fi. Or Dragon Age. They didn't want to make any more D&D games, so they made Dragon Age. That was their take on it. So it's going to be really awesome. I can't wait. This game is probably going to look super amazing. I can only imagine what PCs you need to run this. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. So that's that article. I'm excited to see that game. Alright, so this one's going to be nice. New gaming convention launching in Seoul this year. Let's say Seoul. ReedPop, the company behind annual gaming events like PAX, EGX, and New York Comic Con, is bringing a new community-focused convention to Seoul, Korea this year. Gaming Convention Seoul takes place at COEX on August 3rd, 5th through 5th. It will feature various areas where people can indulge in PC gaming, online game, arcade games, console games, VR/AR, retro titles, and more. There will also be an all-day LAN parties, large-scale esports tournaments, and panels with game developers. Pretty cool. ReedPop recently said it's working to expand beyond event productions. It acquired the Gamer Network in February, which is home to a number of few video game publications like Rock Paper Shotgun and Eurogamer. And those are pretty big guys. Those are pretty big people. So you saw the picture, right? Let me show you the picture again. Pretty neat if that's where it's going to take place. I would love to go to a gaming convention in South Korea. I just don't have the money to pay for the damn ticket and the hotel. I think that's exciting. Spread the love of games, right? I can't complain with that. That ain't just going to be anything I'm going to ever complain about. You hear? That's just super exciting. Okay. So, real quick, I actually was trying to go to E3 last summer, and because they finally opened it up to the public, you know, to where you don't have to be this big-time content creator or developer or something, which only allowed that type of people. I'm like, oh, that's fair, right? Yeah. Yeah, you guys love equality, right? Yeah, good job. Oh, sorry, people that were left behind. Equality's great. But last year was great that they finally changed that. They're like, okay, we can bring these guys in. They were doing that for a little bit with having only YouTube or big time gamer celebrities or whatever you want to call it come to YouTube or come to E3 in LA. And then before that they weren't doing that. But now they're definitely going back to what they used to do. It's just weird. I'm like, why do they do that? Probably because they want more money. I'm sure it went very well last year. So this year is going to be pretty awesome. Like I said, I would love to go to E3. I mean, I would love to go to any of these gaming conventions. I can only imagine. I mean, I've been to a Star Wars convention last year, and that was boring as hell. That was like the crappiest convention. That's probably my only convention I've ever been to, and it was terrible. It was so boring. Like, I don't know. There just wasn't anything fun to do there. You're just sitting there and walking around and just looking at stuff to where they can get your money. I mean, they have some interactive stuff like interviews with like other actors and stuff like that, but I'm like, they're just fucking actors, people. They're just acting in a movie. Is it really that special to meet an actor? You know, I'd rather meet a developer of a goddamn video game or an executive producer for the franchise, or the guy who is the project director for something like a game. Like, holy crap, that would be more impressive. I'd be like, your brain is so great. Thank you for making this game. Like, I would love to meet Akira Toriyama or Koji Kondo or motherfucking Shigeru. You know, all those big time people. I just named a composer. John Williams would be great. You know, actual artists. I don't think, to me, is acting considered an art? I don't know. Depends. It's definitely not a sport, that's for sure. I mean, I guess, yeah, Shakespearean type plays and stuff, that could be considered a form of art. But these are movies, they're not plays. Plays are more methodical and time consuming and definitely takes a lot more effort, but you know, behind the scenes in movies is completely different. It's like practicing for a play. But hey, they hire bad actors all the time, so it's like, whatever. Anybody can do it, right? I mean, look at Tommy Wiseau. Look at Tommy Wiseau! Alright, so that's it for that one. We're on to our last article. Man, sometimes I finish this too fast. I do apologize that if we finished early, but that's whatever. You know, content's there, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Oh, it's getting dark on my face. Oh my! So dark! Okay, this one's good. This one's a real good troll against Windows. Why Windows 10 needs a specialized gaming edition. How Microsoft could pay special attention to PC gamers with a distinct version of Windows. Yeah, that would be the best thing in the world. They can get their goddamn sticks out of their asses. Like, Jesus criminy. Windows 10 is so bad for gamers. The Xbox app is garbage, breaks, crashes. The Microsoft Store is just pitiful. You can't even know. You don't even know where the fuck you're going. There's not even like any automatic updates at all for the game. You have to like do it manually. I'm like, what is this crap? Unless there is an option. So if there is, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But seriously, like, there's really no like good setup for gamers on PC if you have Windows 10. Don't give anybody an excuse to go for a Mac. That's the kicker right there. But yeah, it would be awesome to have like, you know, like a really cool Twitch app on there, a good Xbox app. You know, it'd be easy. It'd be really cool, like its own like Discord or like Steam like type chat. And they would have their platform kind of like Steam. Like, I don't see what the problem is imitating them. Microsoft just doesn't want to do that, but fucking Origins and Uplay do that shit all the time, so I don't see what the big deal is. It's a good platform. Why would you not want to mimic it? Oof. Alright, so let's talk about it. If there's a future for the consumer version of Windows, it probably involves a lot of gaming. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella suggested that as much to industry analysts in January, calling out PC gaming is a key pillar of the company's consumer strategy. But while Microsoft has already tried to boost PC gaming in Windows 10 with features like Game Mode and free recording tool in DirectX 12, the company would go even further as if it starts offering more specialized versions of Windows. We already know that Microsoft will offer a stripped down S mode for Windows next year, and the company is also reportedly considering an advanced version of Windows 10 Home with new features for higher end hardware instead of being a one-size-fits-all operating system. Sounds good to me. Windows is becoming one that adapts to different uses. Yeah, sure. So here's an idea. Instead of treating gaming as a mere feature of Windows, why not make it the primary focus in a gaming edition of Windows 10, similar to how the Pro version of Windows offers extra security and device management features for business users. And Windows 10 Gaming Edition could offer features that only make sense for PC gamers. This version could cost a bit more than a standard version of Windows 10, but it would also eliminate elements that gamers might not want. Let's see here. Usability tweaks. In this theoretical version of Windows, games would be faster to launch and easier to manage. Recent games on Xbox Live activity could appear directly on the Windows 10 lock screen for quick access. Microsoft could also greatly expand the game bar overlay that appears when you Windows Alt-G or Windows G or the center button on the Xbox controller. While the current game bar just shows a few screen capture and broadcast options, an expanded version would resemble the Xbox One guide. With recent games for activity, achievements, and messages would be nice. To go a step further, this version of Windows could offer a full-screen game launcher similar to Xbox One home screen and Steam's Big Picture mode. This would allow users to launch games from any source, not just the Microsoft Store, or along with media apps such as Netflix, Hulu, and Spotify. The entire interface would be optimized for both controller and mouse and keyboard input, allowing you to build a living room PC that's more powerful and open than any Xbox console. Better performance. Microsoft's game mode already squeezes out modest performance gains by minimizing background processes, granting more CPU threads and GPU cycles to gaming. A Windows 10 Gaming Edition could adopt the Ultimate Performance mode coming to Windows 10 for workstations in the future and make further improvements by operating the PC's software and hardware in other ways. So, from what I gather here, mod support, yeah, that'd be helpful. Just get rid of the clutter, summarize it, have a theme for us gamers, because Windows makes the most money off their gamers. We all know that because PC gaming is the best on PC and not Mac or any type of Apple product. But I think it would be great to get something catered to us because, hey, it'd be like, we want that smooth experience. We don't want to worry about apps crashing. We don't want to worry about going through this disorganized, disastrous store. We don't want any of that. Just give what the people want. Give something in return to show that you care. So do this gaming edition, and that'd be great. Then everybody could be happy. I don't know why they just haven't started implementing that stuff that this article talks about. Like the messages thing, mod support, and all that stuff. Like, why isn't that at the tip of our fingers, By the way, I didn't even know about the game mode at all. So I'm going to actually click that and see what happens. Oh, maybe it's not out yet. Oh, freaking no. Oh, yeah, it is. Excuse me, it came out on April 12th, 2017. Let's see, let me show you. Okay, creators update, okay. Interesting, I didn't know that. Hitting over the threshold of 60 FPS. Okay, well, I guess we'll wrap it here, folks. That is all from NikoTheLegend on, well, it wasn't an hour today, and the last one definitely was an hour, but sometimes these articles go by pretty quick, and I'm not trying to rush it too much. But I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing me and supporting and coming by. There'll be plenty more Nico Show episodes to go. The next one will probably be on maybe next Wednesday, because Far Cry 5 comes out Tuesday, and then Monday I'm going to be pretty much busy with a friend of a friend and a friend. Doing all kinds of stuff that day. So enjoy the weekend. Have a good Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Hope you guys play safe games and wear condoms and have the best time of your lives, but being responsible. So thanks again, everybody. I have been NikoTheLegend. Please like, comment, and Sandy.